child of the culture back in the 70s, and I started using marijuana and other drugs in high school, and I found myself really liking it. It kind of ruled my life. Those choices ruled my life for a long, long time. Well, I worked a lot of different jobs, and I found out I was a pretty good salesman. I sold marijuana, I sold pills, I sold coke, I sold methamphetamine, and I was addicted to speed and methamphetamine for a lot of years. In those years, I really had no need for God, and I never gave him much thought. The fact of the matter was, I worshiped me, and I didn't know Jesus at the time, but it turns out he knew me. In 1999, my sales career was interrupted early one morning when the federal marshals kicked the door in and led me away in handcuffs and at gunpoint. And that's where, for the first time, I realized that I wasn't in control of my life. I couldn't believe that I couldn't talk my way out of it, or sell my way out of it, or buy my way out of it. I was actually being humbled for the first time in my life. I realized I needed help. And there was no one there to help me. I cried out to God for him to help me and rescue me from this situation. Asking him, God, if you get me out of this, I'll never do drugs again. And that wasn't his plan for me. I felt a presence. I felt a presence that I never felt before. And I wanted to know what it was. And I began to surrender everything I thought that I was in control of. My sentence was 5 years. They broke that up mercifully to a federal boot camp program. Well, during those 15 months pre-trial, that's when I understood what that feeling in the prison cell was, and I realized that it was Jesus. And one of the good things about knowing Christ when you're in is that you can share Christ with those other guys who don't know and don't have any hope and think that their lives are over. It's ridiculous because if you would have asked me 10 years ago or told me that I would be even associating with Christians, I would have probably laughed you out of the building. My wife and I, we believe strongly in prayer. We don't even speak in the morning until we pray. Those are the first words that come out of our mouths. So I no longer depend on drugs or alcohol or anything else. I depend on Christ now for my daily strength.